Hanskat kädessä.
Some post for you, Poirot.
Mr. Hercule Poirot, you fancy yourself, don't you, at solving mysteries that are too difficult for our poor thick-head British police? Let us see, Mr. Clever Poirot, just how clever you can be. Perhaps you'll find this nut too hard to crack. Look out for Andover on the 21st of the month. Yours extra. A, B, C.
Oh, it's some sort of joke.
Maybe. But please remind me to inform Chief Inspector Japp.
Ääninäyttely ehkä ihan parasta. Tin. Kävin vilauttamassa uudestaan. Tämä kaveri oli tässä.
It's here, Poirot. The murder took place in this street. Grim place indeed.
Tout à fait, Hastings. The streets of Andover are in a terrible state.
Look, there's Chief Inspector Japp. He's talking with a policeman.
Let us try not to get our shoes wet.
Ensimmäinen tehtävä on pääse paikalle, mutta kengät kastuvat.
Ei sentään märkä korva, vaan märkä.
Meet Japp.
Onko varkausmotiivi?
Over here, it's Hastings and Poirot. You missed the 9 o'clock train?
We took the 10:30. Luckily the service is good to Andover.
So, Chief Inspector, what do we have?
The victim is called Alice Asher. She owned this tobacco shop. She was killed yesterday with a blow to the back of the head.
At what time?
Let me just check.
Vision observe. Find 3 clues that agree for remarks.
Is Japp being too relaxed? Let us find the clues that prove it.
Se ei oo relaxed, koska sen...
Mä sanoisin, että kädet.
Indeed, Poirot. We were used to seeing you judge people with more discretion.
Japp is in a good mood. I bet he thinks he's already caught the culprit.
The last customer to see Mrs. Asher alive left her shop at 5:30. The body was found at around 11 in the evening by an officer doing his rounds. The shop door was open. That's what alerted him.
Had anything been taken?
A little tobacco maybe, but you'd hardly murder for a few smokes. There's nothing of any real value in the shop.
What type of woman was Mrs. Asher?
In her 50s, married but separated, no children.
A husband?
Aha, Franz Asher, the husband. Alcoholic and violent. It's said that he regularly insulted his wife and threatened to kill her.
A little too easy, don't you think?
You like complications, don't you? Well, this time you may be disappointed.
Peut-être.
No, I won't.
May I examine the crime scene?
Of course, old chap.
I'll be with you in a minute, Poirot.
On Poirot, eikä mikään Poirot. What is this? Inspect the crime scene. Tuo on verta.
Oh.
Red liquid is oozing out.
Se voi pyörittää. Oh.
No,
Ah.
it's just some strawberries that are losing their juice. They probably come from the fruit and vegetable shop opposite. It's not just...
Joo.
It's open at the letter A. There are no prints on the book. The counter is covered with fingerprints all on top of one another. Unfortunately, it will not be possible to use them.
Anna sulle kolmas.
Mm-hmm.
The till does not appear to have been touched.
Tää on... Siinä ei ole mitään kummallista. Onko sittenkin, kun tää...
Tää pystyy ilmeisesti jollain right-clickillä tekemään jotain.
Zoomaa lähemmäksi. Ah.
Something is preventing the drawer from opening. It would be best to examine the rest of the till.
Tää kulma tosta etukulmaa on jotenkin.
Ah, a mechanism has just made a fan click.
Nyt se on ollut.
The till is full of money, but there is something strange.
Onks toi kirja vai onks toi shäkki toi yksi?
Aktivoituu toi...
Something is hidden underneath. Something is hidden underneath.
Yes, I know, but... Ei se anna katsoa tänne taakse.
No, tullut toi 8. Onks jossain semmonen luku, missä on viiva, joku luku, viiva?
Eikö se ole 2? Viiva 2.
Mm.
Sillä on viitonen.
Eli klikkaappa 852.
Täältä
Niin.
rahoista. No olipa fiksu.
This must be the key to the back of the shop.
One clue is available.
She has a packet of play cigarette next to her hand. Did she drop it when she fell? This poor woman's head is resting in a very even-shaped pool of blood. This poor woman's head is resting in a very even-shaped pool of
You
blood.
said it already.
The body is hidden by the counter and is not visible from the tobacco shop's door. Many customers must have thought that Mrs. Asher had popped out.
Niin on tullut.
Taaksepäin rullaaminen vielä pois siitä.
Mitäs mä laan?
The body is...
Mitä mä lattialla on?
I can't see any other mark on the floor.
Oi, ensimmäinen.
This poor woman's head...
No se on vaan se.
Tupakka.
She just has one wound on the back of the head. There are no
Okay,
other
the
wounds or signs of a struggle.
Next question. Et nyt lukemaan.
The door is locked.
Use the key.
Tässä on jotenkin.
The door is locked.
Tässä on kiinni.
Taulu on pinossa. Tuolla on tyynyllä jotain.
Blood. Did Alice Asher suffer from nosebleeds? An inscription in German. Souvenir of our honeymoon in the Black Forest. To my... The Ashers were a lovely couple when they were young.
Tämä ei pyörittää siinä. Ego points. No toi
Ollaan äsken.
What a strange box.
Ja tässä on taas joku salajuttu.
It is blocked.
Saatko siirrättyä sitä?
This button appears to activate the mechanism.
Sitten kun toi loppuu toi puhe tosta.
Sitten saat siirrättyä seuraavaksi. Sitten aukas.
That should do it.
Toisen suuntaan. Hei.
Who is this young woman? To my dear Aunt Alice, Mary Drower.
Who the fuck is Alice?
Se on se kuollut nainen.
Eikö se laulu?
Have you found anything?
Next door to
The victim has
Alice.
a niece. We must find her.
Antti keittää itselleni iltapäiväkahvia. Ja syödä iltapäiväkahvilla ostettu.
This interior is very simple.
muuttuu semmoiseksi varmaan vihreämmäksi, kun nyt tää on valkoinen ja sit kun sä äsken menit tuohon, niin nyt on
No, näköjään. Tämä on silmillä vähän liian
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
pieni väriero.
No se on kuumenee, lämpenee.
Kyllä, mutta että on tutkittiin.
Joo. Pääskö sitä taulua tutkimaan?
Ja taas Cypher.
Mä luulen, että se on tossa päällä on tommonen labyrintti.
Tuo pitää saada kulkemaan tonne.
Such a pretty decoration should be at the center of the motif to respect the symmetry.
Nyt on vielä tuossa.
Mä luulen, että se ulommainen ei siirry, mutta eikä keskimmäinen. Keskimmäinen ei ota siirry.
Ei siirry, joo.
No keskimmäisessä on 2 vaihtoehtoa. Jos kokeilet ne molemmat, niin sit voit... Pitäis... Onks toi liian lyhyt?
Ja väärinpäin.
Damn. Nyt se on toinen.
Se on varmaan... No se ei pyöri.
Ei, mut no...
Se lähtee 2 puolelta toi. Mitäs hokaset, sehän on... Mä oon tohon yrittänyt tehdä tästä, mutta se lähtee toisesta puolelta. Sehän voi tehdä tämmösen niinku pitkälleenkin myös. Jos noin vaan osuu yhteen. Mä yritän melkein tohon kohtaan sit, jos toi toinen ei kerta halunnut leikkiä. Tosta se menee.
I heard a faint sound as if something was unlocked.
Tääkin on taas sellainen peli, että niinku...
It is blocked.
Ei ollut se.
It is blocked.
Yes.
Vielä. Jossain muualla.
Tipu. Oho, tipu voi kääntää eri asentoa. Okei.
Mä luulen, että se on joku muu tipu.
Eikö se naksahtaa varmaan aina?
Se on joku muu. Alla.
Hei, pitäis näitä olla samassa asennossa näyttää? Pyöriiks nää lintu?
These drawings appear to be attached to the chest of drawers. They won't move.
Eli ton pitää ottaa niinku nokka ylöspäin. Tuolla mitä sitten se on? Tuon pitää ottaa toi siipi tai tommonen kinkula osuu tonne reunaan. Toi on ihan ylös alasin. Jos ottaa tonne
Oikealla.
pää tonne. No niin.
Medicine.
Tää on Sampun peli kyllä.
Laudanum-based cough medicine, Mrs. Asher, and Dover Morley Laboratory, London. It's strange to find such an elaborate medicine from a leading London laboratory in the home of such a modest woman.
Haluatko kristallia? Saat sen lopua, ei siellä malli ole. There's a letter.
From Mr. Adam Flint, Royal Bank, Eastfield Road, Andover. To Mrs. Alice Asher, 5 Bishops Road, Andover. Dear Mrs. Asher, further to your request of 12 February 1935, I have informed my superiors of your wish to apply for a loan to acquire the lease of the shop you rent from Mr. Fairfax. Despite the seriousness of your case, I regret to inform you that your request has been denied. The amount of your personal contribution, £11, is not high enough and represents too small a part of the final transaction. I remain at your disposal for any questions. Adam Flint. Mrs. Asher's meager savings were not enough for her to own the tobacco shop, but will largely cover her funeral costs.
Vai hautaaminen paljon maksanut, jos 11 puntaa riitti? Onko meillä mitään muuta tutkittavaa? Toi.
Ja taulukko ei edelleen.
Ei, häiritseekö se voisi säätää suoraan? Suspect. Miksi toi suspect? Se olisi joka halunnut, että se kuolee vai? Koska joku ei sano, että alkaa se hengiltä. Lisää ei se nyt ole. Eikö se olisi joku mies, joka hakkasi sitä, mutta ei tässä listalla ole ollenkaan. Mikä on sun sama? Little Grey Cells. He asked himself by establishing. Me ei tarvitse tarpeeksi olla. Ei varmaan tarpeeksi tietoja.
Ei.
Tää poliisukko ei liity tähän mitenkään. Test motive for crime.
Ei, kato, meppä siihen äskeiseen.
Se meni jo. Tuolla se on.
Ja pistä siihen, että ei ollut valueta, ei ollut.
Ei sä tiedä, mikä näistä ei väljytä.
No jos sä klikkaat jotain niistä, niin se varmaan kertoo, että...
Body was found.
Niin no 2 viimeistä. Niin. Ja sit se...
Theft is not okay.
The motive is definitely not financial gain. There is no sign of a struggle, and the till has not been forced or emptied.
Täällä vielä yksi.
Mutta oli se äskeinen.
Oliko?
Oli.
Mä klikkasin alun perin ensimmäisen. Se on pitäisi paikkansa. Ei riitä. No ei tuskin on välinä ole järjestyksessä tai sinne. Are we ready to leave this place?
Mä sanoisin, että tää huone joo, mutta toi naapurihuone niin...
Eikä vielä muuta. Tuo peili vai mikä toi on? Siinä on ollutkaan mitään tutkittavaa. Hei hei.
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
Se peili, kun se näkyy siellä. Moro Miko. Onks meitä ääntä on tukittavaa? Toivo lappu. Mennepäs nyt.
Taida päästä luukaan.
Mennäpä viheltään.
The place is unusually tidy for a crime scene.
Well ordered shelves.
Nothing suggests any sign of a fight.
Ding. I think we are done.
I'll be with you in a minute, Poirot.
Oh, palaks. Niin se niinku pitää itsekseen.
This fruit and vegetable shop has a front row seat, therefore an employee might have noticed something.
Niin se totesi.
Pääsetkö sinne kyselemään, että
This fruit and vegetable shop has
Does not seem to comply.
Sulla on jotain tuolla.
Inspect the crime scene. Mutta eikö se...
Mutta et oo sitten inspektannut sitä riittävästi.
Let's go back. What's my back sana kyttyrä selkä. Mä haluan tuo tuolla.
Se on vahva. Eikö se oli varmaan se ulko-ovi, mikä mä lähdin.
Ja matto oliko se? Ei saanut tutkia siitä. Tää on tutkittu.
On.
Eikö sä nyt sama menee?
I've finished with this subject.
Yes. Smart ass. Näyttö katsottu kans.
Onko hylly? Katsotaan se oleva hylly.
There are cigarette packets in a mess on the shelf.
Pitäis käydä juustoväkä testaamassa. No nyt se akti tuli tuolta.
So, Poirot, any news?
So, an ABC guide with no fingerprints but prints all over the counter.
Normally, the tobacco shop does not sell ABC guides.
Exact. Mon ami, could you have a word with the neighbors? Some may have seen something.
Of course, my friend, I'll do it straight away.
Toinen sanoi mon ami ja toinen my friend.
I think I've looked everywhere here. Let us see if I can find any.
One clues available. Tarkoitatko tässä huoneessa one clue vai?
Ei, kun se on... Ne cluet on varmaan ne, että mistä sitten johdetaan yhteen, että kuka on murhaa ja se mitä sä teit se.
Niin, miten pallukat
niin.
sinne.
4 pence a letters, a lovely large letters, 4 pence
Kännykkä
only.
kädessä.
Oh.
Tuossa oli äsken noit näin teet tuossa pihalla.
Niin.
This woman appears to be a smoker.
Ihan tosi. And drinker.
Ja sit siinä on noit tikut.
Tupakoitsija myymässä mulle.
She's a big smoker. She must have been a customer at the tobacco shop.
Mitä ehkä se ostaa tupakkasen muualta, niin on tullut kiistaa sen vuoksi.
Sekin.
Me ei tiedä, onko mustikat ja mansikat tuoreita.
How much are your lettuce, please?
A lettuce? That'll be 5 pence, kind sir.
And what if I take 2?
Well, 2 are 10 pence, so what do you want?
Ei,
Nothing, thank you.
Äkä.
They do not look very fresh. Did you know Alice Asher well?
And for starters, who are you?
Kunnas se
I'm Hercule Poirot, the detective.
You're foreign, that's for sure, with your accent and your odd way about you. And you're here about Alice's murder, I suppose. Well, I've nothing to say to you.
Did you speak to the victim yesterday?
No, I never saw her.
Ei oo kyllä nyt.
Please try and help me, madame.
Why should I help you? For your
kyllä
beautiful
kai.
moustache? Heh,
Kauhean ystävällinen.
come on, move along now. You're scaring away my customers.
Please,
Mikä
do not be
konflikti on?
ridiculous.
En mä tiedä.
I know that Alice Asher bought strawberries from you yesterday.
Well, you know more than I do then. Run along now. I have work to do.
Sarcastic. You are hiding something.
Hey, Poirot. Is the greengrocer causing trouble?
Bob.
I'll sort her out.
No, please, leave her, Chief Inspector. I'll get her to talk later.
I've found the victim's niece. She's waiting for you in the back of the shop.
Thank you, mon ami. I'll question her. Let us now try and get our brand cells to work.
Vasta. Nyt on kaikki nää. No railway code is sale. Aha. Se meni ihan niin nopeasti.
Murderer deliberately left behind this ABC as a signature. The absence of fingerprints and the fact that it is open at letter A for Andover leaves little doubt.
Se on varmaan se kolmannenkin ajatuksen siitä.
Mutta oliko siellä... Etkö ehkä tehty tää?
Ei vielä.
Mikä näistä oli uusi?
Se.
He was killed on site.
Mrs. Asher was killed here. Jap had the body removed out of respect for the victim's niece. His attention is commendable.
Ei tainnut avainta uudestaan.
Is her grief sincere?
Lowered eyes. Handkerchief. En olisi kyllä tämmöistä sanaa osannut kirjoittaa, jos olisi kysyä, että kirjoittaa.
Tisseihin osuu se.
She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile.
Oh, shut up.
Kaikki, jotka pistää niinku surupuvun päälle, niin on niinku ihan oikeasti suree.
You were very fond of your aunt, am I right?
She was the only family I had since my mother died.
Your aunt did not have any children, is that correct?
No. She was separated from her husband.
What do you think about Franz Asher, your aunt's husband?
He never left her alone. Poor aunt. She used to drop by all the time and make a scene.
Was your aunt afraid of her husband?
He shouted a lot, but she wasn't afraid of him. Why, he used to slink away when she turned on him. He was afraid of her, if you like.
Did your aunt enjoy good health?
She had a bad throat, but she was well cared for by a doctor in London.
Does Franz Asher work?
All he's done for years is drink and gamble, but he used to be a very good cabinet maker.
What does he live on?
My aunt used to give him 5 shillings a week.
Did Franz Asher extort this money from her?
No. She didn't let him intimidate her. She gave the money quite willingly. He was her husband. She couldn't leave him with nothing.
I understand. You have been of great assistance, mademoiselle. Please take this young lady home.
My pleasure.
Not your home.
Well, this Franz Asher does not seem to be quite so dangerous as Jap says. And since Alice Asher gave him money regularly, it was not in his interest to kill her.
Että olin varma, että oliko se niinku semmoista niinku epämääräistä naurua vai? Witness. About 30 years old. Suspect. Victim. Mä en usko, että se naapurikavon, tai ei se oo se kyllä tietenkään. Täällä ei varmaan ole mitään uutta.
I've finished with this subject.
Yes, we know. Just check if you do. Lampun voisi kyllä sammuttaa, että täytyy sähköä maalla pelastaa.
Ei se ollut tohon aikaan vielä ongelma.
No se on totta. Tähän aikaan niin. Aha.
Tää on nyt se.
I think the husband has arrived.
We have to wait for him to sleep it off. He's all yours, Poirot. There are a few things I need to check.
There must be some way of sobering him up.
I wonder what his wife used to do. He must have scared the customers away.
Tätä ei voi tutkia.
Ei. Kato mitä Franz tiputti.
No sitten ei se relevanttia.
It's Alice Asher's notebook. Ah, that...
Tyhmä kun se...
It's Alice Asher's notebook. Ah, that's interesting. It probably contains information about our possible debtors and creditors. Bodley. The fruit seller has debts too. She will probably be more cooperative thanks to this piece of information. Mary Drower was telling the truth. Mrs. Asher regularly gave money to her alcoholic husband.
Missä se on ton näkimään tehty?
A box of new stockings.
Oli siitä kirjasta.
Niin, mutta siis...
He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up.
Täällä ei ollut kahvia.
Olisiko se vettä?
Hei, täällä oli... Tää kämpässä oli kahvinkeiti.
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
Miten onko se uudestaan niinku... No.
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
Tämä ei ole testattu. Monokkeli kuntoon. Eikö se monokkeli? Ei sit on. Kahvipannulla on silmäasit. Kahvi tulee mieleen. Moro Alkkis. Kahvi tulee mieleen, että se onko nyt sen lattian tutkiminen? Oh. Mennään käymään sen tupakkakauppiaan luona. Joskus se nyt on myötämielisempi. Tarvitaan vähän tavaraa tiskiin.
I am accusing you of the murder of Mrs. Asher.
What? It wasn't me!
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie! She owed me £1, I swear!
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book! Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. Do you want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair, I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Did you see anything unusual in the shop?
No. Well, maybe one thing. There was always a railway guide on the counter. Alice didn't sell them. Maybe it's the customer who left it there.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France. Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir. What I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Did you see Franz Asher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
Nämä mansikat vois liittyä tähän. Onks tää mansikoista?
Siinä on laittista toi varmaan ja toi äsken välistä.
Nope. Mä kyllä mansikat oli siinä pöydällä. We reduce this time range and why?
Se on varmaan se toi. Olisiko toi?
Okay. 5.36.
Niin.
Nekin saadaan valmiiksi. Se on voinut olla myymässä sille.
Mm-hmm.
What must Miss Archer? Ei siis ole tupakkakauppias.
Mm.
Kyllä mikään näistä oikein sovittaa.
Ota se no ne 3 Poirottia, mitä siinä on. Niin ne on ne. Se oli niinku...
Okay.
The murderer probably pretended to be a customer. He hit the shopkeeper from behind as she turned around to serve him.
Jäppä hakemassa mulle ööli. Vaikka semmonen pirkka sieltä.
Pirkkaööli.
Pirkkaööli.
Mä mietin vähän, että pitäisikö ostaa longero.
Up yours. Up yours.
Selvisikö se?
En mä mennyt eteen.
He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up. The priority is to question Asher. The priority is to question Asher.
Mut niinku... Millä... Ei kai saa... Että millään. Tai kiva värittää lonkeroita sinisessä lasissa. Muistakaa lapset juoda alkoholia kohtuudella.
I've finished with this subject.
Mene pitää toiselle puolelle. Ei sinne puolelle, sinne puolelle.
Mrs. Asher lived very simply.
Ei sä saa mitään.
Ei se anna peili. Sika.
Myönnä mansikat sille
Find the way to sober. Tulkittu, joo. Kaikki on...
On se
Tididididin. Röp. On tutkittu kans. Olisiko nyt tuolla ulkopuolesta? Ulkopuolesta kuitenkin olla se.
Strawberries, 6p a pound.
Shut up. Tuo pullo tuolta.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Noniin.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
No kas. Vinegar. Ja mä tiedän, selvittääkö se kenenkään päätä, mutta se voi ehkä herättää. Hajusuolaa.
Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Asher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
I've been talking to the neighbours and...
No one's seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
Siellä juopalla ukolla vaan.
No.
Yeah. We must grill this villain Asher before he falls asleep again. This man is in rather a bad state.
Takki revennyt.
Huulessa haava.
This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol. What were you doing yesterday at the time of the crime?
Can't recall.
Come on, my friend. Try to remember. It is important.
I'm really sorry, sir, but I don't remember a thing.
I see. But maybe you do remember threatening to kill your wife?
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
Are you often involved in fights?
I don't know what you mean.
Asha, look me in the eye and tell me that you were in a fight.
I'm looking. No, I wasn't in a fight.
You are right. Looking at the state of you, you did not defend yourself. So someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him?
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Asher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Asher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he is not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events.
Rekonstruktio.
The killer enters the shop.
Miksi sulla on kävelykäppi?
Sillä se varmaan lyö sit. Meneekö se eteenpäin vai hyökkääkö se suoraan? Ei mä sano, että se kyllä kohtaa sen.
Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer.
Mä luulen, että sä sanoit, että mä otan noita tuolta ylähyllyltä isot niissä.
Ask for...
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. he seizes the opportunity to strike her.
Turn around.
He then places the ABC on the counter before leaving.
The ABC was not found like that. We are not far from the solution, Hastings. Would you mind if we thought about it a little more?
Fail.
The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Asher turns around to greet a customer.
Kääntyy se tyyppi ympäri, eikä se käytä se kirjaa. Ask for...
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
Plots.
He then places the ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Success. Paljon vaihtoehtoja.
Mua ihmetyttää se, että se mansikkamuija ei nähnyt
Asher has a strong alibi and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Asher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything.
No doubt about it, the murderer is insane.
And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
Mistä nuo päättelit?
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do, then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
Kyllä se murhaa vielä.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I would go and see.
Otetaan toinen murha vielä.
Otetaan toinen murha.
Read the letter.
Koska oli väsymys.
Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist. It is now the right time.
Vaikutuksia.
Mikä kirja pitäisi lukea? Tuolla kirja.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC.
Seuraava murha on Chelseassa.
The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more.
Sun pitää verrata niitä kahta aikaa kirjoittaa.
Ei oo mitään. I compare, niin. How do I do that? Tuolta.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, What do you think?
Mitä se toinen
I
kirja?
believe that I won this round. The end of our affair. We're having a crazy time.
Mikä oli se kirja?
Nyt tos vaihtuu. Ei vaihtunutkaan.
Ei. Se olisi hyvä, kun se olisi kaksipuoleinen.
No.
Onko se tossa ei kun se on newspaperi.
Thinking.
Let us examine this more closely.
It on tollei vahvistettuna. Ainakin.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects.
Toi A on tälle vinottaan tossa.
Niin on. Ja
On
tuolla
tuolla se
taas.
A vinottaan kyllä.
Mut millä tää niinku...
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
Otapa se I seuraava.
That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Tietysti A. Mä en tiedä miksi mä
Yes, this I is weird.
Ei niin. Tässä ei tarvitse taistella eikä
Right.
ajaa, niin sä voit...
Let us compare this with the...
Ai niin. Kyllä mä taistelin ja ajoin siinä edellisessä
Yes,
pelissä.
the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects.
Ja sitten
I have to find some other similar defects to
Joo,
confirm my theory.
Kulahtanut. Mitä vois nyt olla?
Sipsipussi.
Let us examine the characters in this word.
What?
The W is not printed properly. Right. Let us compare this with the other letter.
Onko se tuolla V?
Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Niko oli ihan samalla tavalla
Oli,
tarkkaavainen
joo.
kuin me. Ensimmäinen murhattu, niin sen nimi oli Asher. Seuraavan nimi
Nimi on
alkaa
B.
B-llä.
No.
Mä luulen, että toi ja sit se, että sen nimi oli Aalla, niin... Se on joku Beatrice Becker Power.
Beckham. Nonni. You were
So,
right.
Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Chap. I will explain there.
Chap.
Jos me otetaan sipseen, niin siitä lähtee ihan hirveä rutiina.
Kävistää lautas.
Mutelle aina, kun ei kun siis syömisestä.
Se... Tää imeskö.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think?
Meni ohjeet, mitä piti
I
tehdä.
believe that I won this
Taas
round.
sipsejä.
Kyllä.
We're having a crazy...
Mennään uudestaan tää kirjoittaa lukea.
Lukee tuolla huutomerkissä, että...
The Whitehaven. Tuut siihen poika mukaan.
Heippa! Mä lähden nyt.
Siivoa välillä. Imuroja ja roskat.